and any self-induced initiative we take will help us see the light of our evolving mastery in some area of focus this past year. Many will glimpse a greater effectiveness or find a way to reorganize to help things move forward in late September.
Here is an informal explanation of Mercury in retrograde. Mercury in retrograde, what it actually is it looks like Mercury, so its orbit is shorter than Earth's, so it happens about 3 or 4 times a year. When it's in retrograde, that means it's like whizzing past Earth. Our energy gets all thrown off. So basically, it doesn't move backwards, it's just its orbit, and then it's going like woof. Like Mercury's doing its thing, and then here's Earth, and then and then it's just going poof. That's in the 3 to 4 week period where it's going past. So it's like if you're in a car and you pass another car and then you have to slow down and it passes you, it sort of looks like, or it looks like you're going backwards, or so that's so what happens during Mercury in retrograde on a spiritual or energetic level is just a major energy change. One of the major things is communication, computers, and transportation. It's often a time for miscommunications to happen, to hear from maybe people that you haven't heard from in a long time, for communication to be difficult, to be increased, decreased, just things get a little, hard. I'm trying to film this video, classic communication problem. This has nothing to do with Mercury in retrograde, but Tara's neighbor here is bumping his beats. So this week I've had a lot of problems with my phone. It's sort of just really small glitchy things. So there's a lot of stuff like that, maybe the car is having a hard time or your computer is acting funny. Anything that's technology based sort of tends to be a little wonkier during Mercury in retrograde. It's also not really a good time to sign any contracts or make any long-term commitments like buying a car, buying a house, signing on to a new job, and because things are so prone to change, that it's often not a good idea to make a decision during Mercury in retrograde. Yeah. Is Mercury in retrograde always a bad thing? No. It's often actually really good. It can really clear some things energetically out of your life. For instance, it's a good time to organize your home, to get rid of clothes you don't want. Just do any sort of organization to your life that you feel is necessary. It's often a good time to get rid of things and start anew. It, however, is not a great time to do major repairs, major repairs to your car, to your home, maybe even to a relationship. It's sort of best to identify the problems and then wait till the period is over, again, because there's just so much that's prone to change. Mercury in retrograde started on August 30th and ends on the 21st or 22nd. So if you're feeling it's making you feel a bit, don't worry, it's almost over. But it picks up again on December 19th. So that's my really brief explanation of Mercury in retrograde. Comment below with any things that you think is going on in your life that can be chalked up to Mercury in retrograde. One thing I'd like to note is that while Mercury in retrograde can contribute to these things, I don't think it's really that helpful to put the entire blame on Mercury in retrograde. Oh, I'm having an issue in my relationship. Well, it's because Mercury in retrograde. Yes, Mercury in retrograde might spark that issue or bring it to light, but it's always good to remember that we live here in 3D dimensional reality, and that while there's these energetic things that could help explain things that are going on, putting the entire blame on them is not really the answer either. It's sort of just about understanding that things happen outside of yourself and having some peace because of that, but that ultimately you're responsible for your own issues. I was looking up Mercury in retrograde things because that's what I want to do my video on today, But then I started watching videos about boosted boards.
Now water sealed in this housing, so it's not like a completely waterproof product, but you can now be that much more comfortable riding through puddles or riding in the rain, for example.